Hello there, you are watching Football Fans Live here on Pulse TV. Double Banjo is my name. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Yes, on Football Fans Live, it's like you just do the talking as a fan, and of course I do the listening because I'm like your football agony aunt, or say football therapist. Now, like we all know, football action, of course, resumed after the international break, and we saw lots and lots of upsets. I think Juventus, Arsenal and Chelsea did serve us that pretty nicely, and some draws as well were recorded. Atletico Madrid and Barcelona did give us a very interesting draw, and at Anfield, Jose Mourinho said you would have to decide if you found that tie between Liverpool and Manchester United entertaining. He said for the fans, I think it's entertaining, and for some people who read football really well, aka the football Einsteins, he said they would have to decide if they found it entertaining or not. Debola Banjo is my name in case you missed it, and I have a Manchester United fan joining us right now. His name is Mayowa, and he will be telling us just what he thought about Manchester United's still draw against Liverpool. Mayowa, how are you? Great to have you here.
Very fine, thank you. Very happy to be here.
Oh, you don't look so happy. I'm just kidding, but I'm sure it's not because you're here. It's because of Manchester United's draw.
Obviously.
You heard what I said about Jose Mourinho's comment. Did you find that game entertaining?
No, it's far from it. Because when you spend so much in getting a striker and creating such an attacking force like that, you don't expect us to sit back and make our attackers look like defensive left backs and right backs. You really don't want that. And for a Man U fan, there are few matches going on when you see the EPL league. When they give you the fixtures at the beginning, there are few matches you look for, and the first one is Liverpool. Before I even talk Man City, you look at the Liverpool match because those are the big guns of England.
It goes way back.
Big guns. That's the real rivalry before the Man City started spending money. So when you look at that, and you see, because going into the international break, we're already anticipating. We already knew at a particular point in time that Jose Mourinho was going to pack bus.
Okay, wait.
It was obvious.
Wait, let me stop you there. You really just admitted that Jose Mourinho packs the bus.
You're not
pretty well. Okay, but we do know that it has worked for him in the past, hasn't it? It's I would not say it has a staggering results of dividend, rather, I would say, for Jose Mourinho. Yeah. He's done it at Chelsea, he's tried it at Inter Milan.
Yo.
It's kind of, some people say that, look, how it works for Jose Mourinho is just make sure that you don't lose to the big teams, which I believe he was trying to do against Liverpool. And then when it comes to the small team, you beat them silly. So you wouldn't even pardon him in that regard, that a point at Anfield.
I've been an Man U fan pre-Jose Mourinho, so we know what a stacking style of football looks like, and we have enjoyed it over time. So because of one manager coming in, and we now adjust our beliefs of attacking style of football in Man U, just because I'm a Jose fan. Let me also state that. But first, a Man U fan, and going into the match, I felt we should have at least given Liverpool a run for their money a bit. We should, because we could. That's what's more important. We could give Liverpool a run for your money, and
you know some Liverpool fans will not agree, right? So let's look at the attacking strength. Now, I know money plays a very big part in all of this. You'd say Lukaku, a huge sum was dropped for Romelu Lukaku, but the Liverpool's attack and United's attack on the day, which did you think was stronger going into that game?
I still feel Manchester United
because lots of goals has been scored
prior
to that game.
Confidence, we had that. Liverpool needed that win.
True.
It was okay for Man U to get a draw, which we did, because Jose went there to get a draw. That was obvious. He went there to get a draw. They needed the point, but we needed to keep the confidence.
Would it have been fair? It was a 1-1 draw? Would you
no,
think that?
Because that would mean that we're linking the clean sheets, which we've been doing.
Oh, now you need to make up your mind. 0-0 draw, 1-1 draw.
I felt we could have won if we had gone punch for punch. I still feel Man U could have won the match.
But you noticed that Liverpool also did respect Manchester United, because at a point, Emre Can was left on. Jordan Henderson was still on the pitch. He was playing with one other. It was Wijnaldum. Jordan Wijnaldum as well played in that central midfield position. He could have taken one of them up to try to go so hard. at Manchester United, but he did not. I mean, I'm just trying to say here that
no.
Is this the part where we cut Jose Mourinho some slack and say, you look at the scope of the game, at no point did it look like United were going to lose that game?
I'm not saying Jose Mourinho didn't do a good job in the match. You asked me a question if it was entertaining. No, it wasn't entertaining. But did he get the result he wanted? Yes, he got the result he wanted. And they had 3 midfielders. We had 2 midfielders and 1 attacking midfielder. So punch for punch in midfield, we couldn't give them a run for their.
But Mourinho was waiting for the team to break, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That was why he had Marcus Rashford on at a point, yes, Lingard up at a point.
But they play more as left backs than at. It's funny, they play more as left backs. So Jose Mourinho went to get the draw. He got the draw fantastically well.
And you're not happy with that?
I am not happy with him playing entertaining football, but I'm happy with the draw.
Okay, fair enough. So do Manchester United, do you feel like the club are under pressure right now? I mean, you just have to look at the other side of Manchester. Look at what is going on there and feel like maybe we are not so... we can't be regarded as favorites right now, because just about 2 weeks ago everybody thought United were going all the way to the title.
If you know Mourinho, he's right now playing mind games to remove the pressure of Man U, to take it to Man City. So you're expecting Man City to win the title.
City look like they can handle that pressure. So what exactly are you talking about?
Except when they stop handling it.
Fair enough.
They have never been proven to handle pressure, except when they stop handling it.
So you feel quite okay about Manchester United, that this was just a blip? Maybe not a blip. It was a good result.
What's a good result?
And you feel like when they play lower sides, everything will be fine. But you do realize now that at least out of 38 games, you would have to get good wins against the top 10. You do realize that you can't just wait. Mourinho cannot sit back and wait for the top 3, the top 4 teams to try to knock themselves out, hoping that things will eventually run down or come down to his favor. He also needs to do what Manchester City did to Chelsea this season and what Chelsea did to Manchester City last season.
Jose Mourinho is a very good tactician, and I know he has a real plan for Manchester United. And I feel that if we're going to win the league, I'm not. If we're going to win the league, we would have to drop very early out of some cups. And that would determine, because I've said this in last season, that the teams that will win the league going forward in England will have almost no international ties.
I see. So what cup competitions are you looking at here? Definitely not the Champions League.
No, I want, if I tell you I'm not looking at it, maybe Premier League and Champions League. Every other thing I'm ready to let go. And he's good at cups. Mourinho, he's good at cups.
I was going to raise that point too. I don't think he would want to let go.
Champions League, no. Every other thing,
the Capital One Cup.
No. He
should let go.
Let go.
Well, I hope the fans watching agree with Mayowa here. But it has been great talking to you, Mayowa. I think right now I can't ask again if United will win the trophy, will win the Premier League title, because City just looks so solid in there.
If you don't ask me, I think I'll be offended.
So let's not offend the gentleman then. United?
Man, you'd win it.
The thing is, this is great because I get to bring you back here when United don't win it, or maybe when they win it. But it was great talking to Mayowa. Thank you very, very much. And there we are going to just put a peg on that, because we have another fan in the building. He is a Chelsea fan, of course. Now, I don't know what his mood is going to be like, because we know Chelsea did lose to Crystal Palace, who hadn't won a game in the last 7 games prior to that game. I hadn't even scored in the last 7 games prior to that. But I think this was deja vu all over again. Not for Antonio Conte particularly, but for Chelsea generally. And this Chelsea fan can confirm that. I have with me here, Shego. Deja vu, or it was just a blip?
I think it was a blip. I like to hope it was a blip moving forward.
But what if it's not a blip? I mean, you're hoping it's a blip. What if there are some deep issues lying rooted in with Chelsea at the moment, and it's not so much of a blip?
Okay, so starting the season, I mean, there were a couple of issues that were prominent that we kind of expected to overflow, with like how they were Costa left and when we replaced him with Morata, and seeing as Batshuayi is evidently not ready to step up.
Poor Batshuayi.
Yeah, and losing Matic, we've not really had enough replacements. And seeing as we're going into the Champions League, which we didn't play last season, we needed more players. Conte said this a couple of times, and those needs were not met. and it was only a matter of time before it became evident. To me, the only reason why we lost the last game was because there was no Morata, and we were just floundering in front of goal.
Morata is suddenly a hero. I mean, it's called the hat trick against Stoke, and he's suddenly a hero.
I mean,
he is a hero now.
In a way, yeah. I mean, when nobody else steps up to the plate, one person has to become the hero.
But I do agree with you. I mean, his movement certainly was the kind of movement he gives you, the kind of run behind the defenders he puts up was clearly lacking in that game. But you did talk about Antonio Conte saying, I mean, during the season, actually before the start of the season, that Chelsea needed more body, so to speak. For a minute, I thought he was exaggerating. I thought he was being dramatic because look, it was just one man who looked potentially like he was going to leave, and that was Diego Costa. As much as I can say now that it's looking like Diego Costa's void is supposed to be filled by 3 men, but the rest, Chelsea didn't lose anybody particularly, also aside Matic.
Last season we were only competing really in the Premier League, and nobody was really expecting much, if we're being serious. It was supposed to be a season where it was to regroup, to get us back on track. This was supposed to be the season where we compete in the Champions League and the Premier League. And with what he did last season, which was very commendable, if we're being serious, he kind of just created a foundation where a lot of expectations were placed on him moving into the season. And I'd like to think he foresaw all of this happening, and he expected that I'd need more players. I mean...
But what did you think was going through the board's mind?
They don't want to stop.
I mean, Chelsea have been known to splash the cash in recent times. What happened this time around? Do you think if they had kept Matic, because now sadly we have to go back to that decision, Matic was not the most influential player in the season Chelsea won the title. Just a couple of months, about less than 10 months ago. How suddenly does it look like it is void Chelsea cannot fill now? Is it the problem or it's Diego Costa, or it's because what made the Chelsea board think like, okay, look, the squad is good, we don't really need to get in more bodies? Because
financial angle, you've been spending a lot.
But you've also been gaining back money. You
Yeah,
don't even give me that.
Over the last 2 seasons, before Conte won the Premier League, the season before the last wasn't the best for us. And yeah, Matic was not the most influential player, but we lost him at the time when there was nobody ready to step up. Apart from the first team, a lot of our second team and reserve players are not ready, if I'm being honest. I mean, at the point yesterday, or at the point during the weekend, Conte brought in Charlie Musonda. Charlie Musonda should be nowhere near the bench at this point.
I know.
I mean,
bench
so
is horrible.
it's one thing to lose important players, it's another thing to have people ready to step up. And there's nobody obviously ready to step up, which is why I think Conte was raising the alarm and saying, let's get guys on board. And we got some guys, we got Bakayoko, we got Morata, but then the gaps are still there. And something needs to be done, to be honest.
So what can be done? January is just around the corner, right? But I mean, there's still lots of games before January. December is going to be a very, very hectic period.
Sure.
How can Chelsea manage this till that period?
I think the biggest thing is we can only hope that some players kind of step up. I mean, Willian has been having a very shitty season.
I thought it was. I kind of agree with you.
I'm not going to judge him off for a couple of runs in one game, but he's having a very shitty season. We need guys like, I don't want to say his name again, but yeah, Charlie Musonda. Batshuayi needs to stop posting stuff on Twitter and Instagram and actually play football.
Batman, come on!
Yeah, it's not Batman unless he scores, and he didn't score in the last game.
Fair enough.
So we need, because I'm not really looking forward to January, because most teams are usually reluctant to let very important players go during January.
Sure.
So I'm not expecting us to get really fantastic players. Maybe a couple of guys to plug in the gaps, but if we can't get anything on course rather, for the rest of the season, then maybe let's just get what we can and look forward to the next season.
You know, on the last show, there was a Chelsea fan also seated in this chair, Joseph Ejike, who also was very pessimistic about Chelsea's, chances. I still don't think Chelsea have this big problem that everybody should suddenly be worried about. But he was pessimistic, and I think the question I asked him now is, so what would the club be looking at? Are you suddenly managing your expectation? Then just, I think a week after that, Chelsea went away to Atletico Madrid, got a win in the Champions League.
I think that win was actually a problem. It did more harm than good for us, because for a while it took the focus off the problems. We had to grind on for that win, and I think it was a tactical masterclass from
Antonio Conte.
But then it took away our attention from the problems we were actually facing, because we got a fantastic result against a team that had beaten us so many times in the past. But the Premier League was still struggling. We've been struggling from the first game. So it might not be a case of managing expectations because the board still wants to continue to win the Premier League and at least compete in the Champions League. But we might not be able to get it. This is not to say we're going to be like 16th or 12th. No. But
I
it
mean,
might
you
not
guys
be as
almost
good
did
as
16th one time like that. I don't know one man I can't
very
mention.
sad time that I don't remember.
Let's just talk about that moment for a minute. So Chelsea were was it 16 or 17?
I think it was 16th.
It was 16th, looking like they were going to get relegated until Jose Mourinho got fired. I just wanted to rub it in. It's not like there's anything to say there. But I do wish Chelsea all the best going forward. You've spoken now that your expectations might be managed a little.
Yeah.
But finally, Antonio Conte. Let's just imagine that you're Antonio Conte for a minute.
Okay.
It looks like he's certainly under lots of pressure that he tried as much as possible not to invite.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were the manager? Just take it in stride, or try to desperately turn things around, or what does he have to do right now?
I mean, it's clear the guy has his way of doing things. I mean, letting go of Diego Costa was not the best thing to do at that point, and the way he managed it was not exactly the best too. So he has an idea of how he wants things to work, and I'd like him to stick with that. But moving forward, I mean, give more opportunities to some players. Charlie Musonda again was shit in the last game, but if he gets a run of games, we can see what he can do. There's a bunch of guys there too. He's been giving Christensen some game time. Because to be very honest, we're not going to get the players who will solve our problems. So let's
trust
give opportunities to some
the
guys
players
to step up. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Shegun. I really wish to have you on the show again. Maybe when Chelsea puts a good run together.
Yeah, I'll come then, but if you lose, I'm not coming.
No, I think you will come when you lose.
Sure.
I think you will. But thank you very much, Shegun. It was great having you. All right, we just had a very lucid Chelsea fan there break down what exactly is going on with Chelsea. If there was something I wish I could break down right now, it would be Arsenal's situation. But I don't think I can. I don't think I'm in the position to do that. But I have an Arsenal fan who is also, I can predict, going to be very, very lucid in his thoughts about why the Gunners lost again to Watford. Okay, maybe not again to Watford, as they hadn't lost in the past, but it was characteristic of that Arsenal's performance, losing at in added time to a Watford side who of course needed a win at home for the first time at Vicarage Road. I have with me here Edosa. Edosa has actually been my friend for a while, so I've been trying to get him on for a while as well, but I'm glad he's here finally, and I am sure you're still feeling a little bit smitten by that result at Watford, even though I think you should not, because we've seen this happen before to Arsenal, right?
Yeah. We've seen this a lot. First of all, I'm happy to be here. I'm not bothered about it. It's
like you developed a thick skin.
Yeah, man, thicker than a crocodile's. It's really sad though, but what can we do? I can't change anything.
Oh, that's not what I was hoping to hear.
No.
I thought I thought you had this whole Arsenal. We know how the change is supposed to come. We know where the problems are. Okay, but apparently, to be honest, to be fair to you, though, there's really nothing you can do about Arsene Wenger's stay or his position or his stand at the club. So, was it really Arsene Wenger's fault that defeat?
80%, yeah, I would say.
Not Mesut Ozil.
No.
I don't even know why I said Mesut Ozil, but I think we'll
Yeah.
get there.
I understand why you say that. Like, everybody probably blamed that guy. He should have taken that chance, no doubt. But I don't think he should be blamed for the whole thing. It's Wenger's team. There's these guys out there on the pitch. So I think he should be able to probably tell these guys what to do. You can't just let guys off the field for 90 minutes and let them express themselves. I think that's what he does, and he's the time where you just let players, you know what, I trust you. I trust your technique, and I'll do what you want to do. We're past that. We're way past that, because
there's too much
psychology alone.
Doing that now.
Yeah, psychology alone can make an average player better than probably the best in the world.
I see your point.
Yeah.
Let me bring up something that has nothing to do with the Arsenal game. Some bit of information I got. I spoke to Alex Iwobi's father over last weekend. It was during the international break. He was with the Super Eagles game. Now he said something about Arsene Wenger, giving an ultimatum. Not really an ultimatum, but expecting that Alex Iwobi will score 10 goals this season, 10 assists as well, which is, in my opinion, fair enough. But do you think that's still a comfortable cushion you're giving the young lad? You spoke about psychology. Some managers would say, look, score as many goals as you want. And when he's saying as many goals, he's not meaning like a measly 5 or 10. you understand? I mean, Alex could probably just score 9 and relax. Oh, at least I've met my target for the season. Do you think this is one of those things regarding the psychology aspect you just put out now?
It is, but I won't say that should be just it.
Okay.
As a manager, I can tell the player, hey, I need more goals from you. Let's say, get them from me this season, and we'll see where we can go from there. It happened with Mesut. The season where he had 19 assists. The next season, himself and the manager, they were all going about, we need more goals from Mesut, we need more goals from Mesut.
But
probably last season we got more from him. Understandable. But psychologically, what I'm talking about is, I'll give you a very good example. Look at Kolasinac, or no, not Kolasinac. Look at Xhaka, for instance, Granit. He came in last season. Probably we saw that steal we wanted. 6 months later, that guy, Danielson was stronger. Looking at you understand.
Danielson, you mean the Danielson?
Yeah,
of
the Danielson of
2008.
2008, 2009. Because
How?
understanding the fact that this guy had to adjust to the Premier League, where he had some rash tackles and be like, hey, these things are punished here. But there was something I didn't see in his game, and I believed it was the manager who probably have said, see, when you have the ball, do this. When you don't have the ball, do this. And that takes, when you're not letting someone play their game, it takes something of their game, and it doesn't just make them play to their potentials. That happened with Rosicky too. When Rosicky came in from Dortmund, at every point, 20 yards, 30 yards, there was a shot. I understand you don't take shots anytime you say you have to look for the better options. I know, understandable, but there are times where you have to play your game.
So you've actually spent about 80 minutes blaming the manager. Great, let's talk about another 20 minutes for the players now. You spoke about Granit Xhaka. There's this viral video on the internet where he was picking his nose right before Tom Cleverley, scored. Come on, the man had to pick his nose.
No.
It was probably going. Okay, that's so Jewish, but
nothing stops you from picking your nose.
Okay, great. But his performance overall, how would you rate him in that game? Because we know where the strength of both teams were tilting towards during the game. At a point, I think Watford were able to stifle, Arsenal's midfield, considering that you don't have any attacking threats coming deep in from the midfield with Aaron Ramsey out. I cannot believe Aaron Ramsey is suddenly Arsenal's messiah. But hey, that's one thing. So could it have been that Xhaka had an average game? Could it have been that Mesut Ozil? Because now I'm trying to talk about the players and how you thought they performed and influenced the game all the way till the end.
Xhaka had a below average game. First 20 minutes, that guy misplaced about 6 to 7 passes, which is unlike Xhaka. Xhaka can do a 20 to 20 pass, 100%.
I like to Xhaka.
So, on that note, I think Xhaka, to get the best out of Xhaka, you need a runner and a carrier. A runner in Ramsey, and a carrier in the Coquelin mode, but it might not be him. El Neni is not it. El Neni is like someone who
And then he was like Mikel at Chelsea some couple of seasons ago. Just pass the ball to the right, to the left, to the midfield, to don't lose the ball.
There are teams who actually need that kind of player. It's more like the transition type, like Casola, for instance. That guy is everything, and that guy can walk into anything just because of the way the transition he carries. They get the ball from the defense to the attack in just 2 or 1 passes.
So Arsenal really missed that kind of player over the weekend.
In Ramsey, I would say. Yeah.
Which means now that I think the team would have to. I mean, we're talking about Ramsey in his glorious, majestic highness. Yeah. I mean, it's Ramsey, but it just gives a shape or gives a picture as to how Arsenal would have to shape going forward, because the future of Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez also is in doubt. So, I mean, is it safe to say Arsenal fans can start preparing for a life where Ramsey would have to give in a very good game, or very good games for the rest of the season? Alex Iwobi and Danny Welbeck and Alexander Lacazette, of course, will be the 3 attacking threats for Arsenal. I mean, should Arsenal start preparing for that life at the moment?
We should, because that's where we've put ourselves. That's where we find ourselves. We've got someone like Jack on the bench. we've got someone like Jack on the bench. Yes, he's not 100% fit, but this is
I was
someone.
waiting for you to
This
say
is
that.
someone who gets the ball and drives. Yeah, Ramsey, his own is his runs. He doesn't drive with the ball, but you can probably replace that with a Jack. I'm not saying Jack should have started the match, but at some point, Iwobi was tired.
True.
Iwobi was tired. To me, watching the match, Jack, come in. And Jack was supposed to come in, then the Koscielny injury happened, and we had to get in. But my own is, why would Wenger want to?
Now he's angry.
No. I'm not like.
Oh, you're
I'm
not
just.
angry
I'm
yet?
baffled. Like,
I'm
why
going to
would
get there.
against the Watford team? This is an opportunity for you to kill off this game. Attack. You're 1-1. You're a draw. You need a win. Your first away win. You're looking for your first away win of the season, and you can't probably overload the midfield, which you have lost. You didn't actually. You could play a back four and still have two people up there with Hector and Kolasinac still bombing forward. Just overload that midfield and you get back the game. I was very surprised that we still had to replace a defender with a defender when the game you should have probably finished up. And again, a game where we didn't have pace. You took out Lacazette, who was probably defending from the midfield. I'm thinking a Giroud. A Giroud would play better when you're not under pressure, when you have the ball. That guy is probably the best striker playing back to goal to me in the Premier League. Yeah, playing back to goal. His name
is Edosa. I'll let you come at him later.
Yeah, playing back to goal, I said. I think the only person better was Costa. So, it's just,
I know. I also don't even know. I don't know how to or where to start as well. But I mean, I liked how you've hit the manager's blame at his feet. You've also, spoken about some players and their flaws in the game. But now Arsenal has to look forward to the next game, definitely. The fact that Ozil and Sanchez won't be in the team is, I don't know. I think I should have asked you if you thought that they would have, they would have made a difference in the game. Is that possible?
Yeah, Sanchez for me would have, because of his pace and his directness. But these days, his blind runs are very important. You see the times where he drops dips and he gives that the final ball, or he's the one running off a defender or something. That alone unsettles the opponent's defense. Look at what Troy Deeney was saying, for instance.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
no.
I don't want to even go into that.
Yeah.
Look at what he was saying, for instance. It's something like that. If you had Sanchez in that team, for instance, I'm not saying the result would have been different, but if you had Sanchez there, that back 4 or 5 of Watford would have something else to think about.
Absolutely, that's true.
Lacazette is not it yet. He was bundled off the ball several
Lacazette
times.
is not it yet.
Yet.
You've been very critical.
He's not it yet because we're not even playing to the guy's strength. I've watched the guy since he was 17.
There you have it.
Yeah, I've watched the guy since he was 17, and every year I've wished him to be an Arsenal player. And this year,
finally, he's an Arsenal player, and you're
and
not
I was
getting
very
what you
happy
want.
because we're not playing to his strengths yet.
Okay,
Well-
so let's go to the next game now.
Okay.
Wenger definitely has to start again, resume playing everybody in their right positions. He has to be better with his substitutions. If that doesn't work out again, let's just say I'm predicting it doesn't work out because Arsenal has that little thing. It's official meltdown for Arsenal right now.
Every game is a meltdown. The man put himself there. The next game, whether you play players out of position or not, I think you should be able to motivate these guys to give their best. See, these guys are good. They know they are good. But I think they don't need a daddy. They don't need a father figure at the moment. They need an uncle who would spank them.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
Wenger probably is the best father figure. Yeah, he would talk to you, talk about family, talk outside life of football, advise you, probably tell you what to do. But they don't.
You feel footballers. Maybe football still needs a little bit of that. We can argue that. Because you look around and I don't think you get that anywhere else.
And but that is the problem. When that now is more than what you need to win a game or what you need to get the best out of your players, you have to evaluate.
final question, Edoza. Actually, final two questions. How do you watch the Arsenal games lately? I mean, do you still have in mind that a title is around the corner, or Arsenal are pushing for the title? Don't even look at what other teams are doing, because that would totally get you depressed, and I would need to talk to you for another show to get you out of that mood. But do you watch Arsenal games now thinking we can still maybe somehow wait for someone to flop, then we sneak into a title contending spot, or it's just let's just see what happens this season?
No, I watch every game having in mind that we could be there.
There were
Top 3.
no title.
No, not title ever. Not
I was
title
waiting
now.
to hear
Not
that.
title now. Top 3.
Wait, title when?
See, when you see a team who is ready to win the title, no one needs to tell you. You would see.
So Arsenal aren't ready.
They are not ready. They're not ready.
That's what I wanted to hear. That's just what I wanted to hear. But it was great talking to you, Edoza. I mean, I promised you it was going to break everything down, and I think it did just that. Thank you very much for coming around. I hope to have you in here again.
Yeah, I'll be just
Maybe when Arsenal in the top 3, yeah, I'll just call you. All right, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. If you want to be a part of the show, it's okay. You could always leave a comment right there while you're watching, or you could email footballfanslive@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well @footballfanslive. You could also find me, Debolade Banjo, on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else on social media. Yes, just leave a message, get the conversation going, and I would of course bring you on the show to talk about your favorite football club, because I'm just here to listen while you do the talking.
Welcome to Forsville Luxury Hotel. At Forsville Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit Forsville Luxury Hotel. We are located at #1 Adeline Obamishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Stack, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 08075787135 or 08099900601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.forsvillehotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. Forsville Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.